I was pinned as a member of Focus Group in August 2016. I inherited a chapter that had about 60% engineers. So I always wondered whether that was the right place for me. By October, when elections were conducted, I was made a secretary. I knew nothing, but I've always believed that everything is possible. I only had to apply myself to the learning processes. So that was exactly what I did. And by the next year, the following year, I was made the president. At the time, I wasn't even present when the elections were conducted. But I say to the glory of God, as we speak, the Samuel chapter has about 70% youth now. And about 40% are younger than me. And that is to the glory of God. I always believe that you can do everything. I've been in the insurance space for life insurance to be specific for 17 good years, that is since 2006. The first time I was made to put together, translate what we call an actuarial memo on products that have been designed from a technical standpoint to underwriting conditions and marketing materials and all that. I was very young. I didn't even know that there was something called chartered insurance. But to the glory of God, I did it. It was marketed and it sold very well. So I am somebody who believes in applying himself to a learning process. And so wherever I find myself, I am not too interested in the big titles and the positions. I just want to find something small, dignified enough, and exert all my energies to. So I found myself in St. Catholic Church, Pemberton, by virtue of marriage. I'm married to a military officer. So I have to be a disciplined man. Otherwise, when I chop slaps, it will still be in the business. But I'm barely 3 years in the church. But one day I went to see the parish priest. I looked at him and I could see that he was tired. There were so many things for him. Learning from full gospel that you can pray for your needs. I said, Father, can I pray for you? He paused and he said, please go ahead. After a short prayer, I could see literally how his face lit up. Now, in the Catholic Church, the administration of the church is done by what we call the PPC, that's the Parish Pastoral Council. Fgbmfi is a military establishment, so they have some uniqueness. Please permit me to step back a bit. The AC is hitting me. I grew up in Agbogbloshie. And so the structure is that the PPC chair is always a senior officer. Anything above Lieutenant Colonel and above. Then the second is also a senior officer. Then the third slot is usually for the civilians. So the parish priest said, will you be my nominee to the PPC? I said, oh, I'm less than 3 years. He said, frankly, it doesn't matter. As God will have it, when elections were conducted this time, I think 2 months ago, no, last month, for the first time, a civilian became the parish, the PPC chair. Thank you for clapping, but it wasn't Franklin. Then they said, okay, once we have a civilian being the PPC chair, the first vice and second vice must be military officers. So when the elections were conducted, Franklin was regulated. Then walks in the parish priest and says, what was the result? It was mentioned to me. the parish priest is the colonel. He said, by the structure of the church, the second PPC chair, the second vice, must be a civilian, not a military officer, must be a civilian. And then he posed, who was the next person? Is that Franklin? He said, put him there. Yesterday he came to me and said, I'm relying on you to transform the parish. And because of you, I'm going to relax a lot of things just to see that the transformation agenda is completed. This is God doing his work. What I would say to all of us, as a leader, just apply yourself to the name of business. Let us not be too enthused about the titles that we carry. Let us find that work that we can do to serve our Lord. Thank you.